Attention, please.
This uploading is only for educational purpose.
No intention to infringe copyrights.
Learning English with Subtitles, GPITRAL.
Follow us.
Bill, you are the high scorers on 37, even after two pairs have answered with their second pass answers. You have to try and find a really obscure answer. As we've discovered, Dan, bit of an expert in curry. There's nothing to suggest that Danny also mightn't know his way around a curry menu. Bill.
I think I know most of those, actually.
Does that make it easier or harder? Because there's most certainly an incorrect answer on that board.
I'll go for Pathia.
You're going to go for Pathia. Let's see if that's a correct answer. There's no red line for you, Bill, because you are the high scorers. You just have to hope Pathia is right and that it goes all the way down. Let's see if it is right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Pathia. It's right. Well done, Bill. Could be going a long way down, I think. Very well done. Look at that. Perfect. Very good answer. It scores you 2, and it takes your total up to 39. Is it enough, I wonder? Is it enough? Richard?
Yeah, very well played, Bill, though. You've kept yourself in the round. There's still chances now. It's a traditional Parsi pathia is a fish cooked in a dark vinegar sauce. Now then, Danny. The pressure is on you. Dan is feeling it. I'm feeling it. Are you feeling it, Danny?
I am feeling it.
Good. The high scorers are Bill and Bob on 39. If you can score 32 or less with your answer, you are through to the next round. Otherwise, we say goodbye to you.
I know definitely Korma and jalfrezi are curries. I'm not too sure on the other two. So it's whether I risk it. Yeah, I'll go with jalfrezi.
You're going to go with jalfrezi. There's your red line there. Red line, somehow appropriate for a jalfrezi. Let's see if it gets you down below that red line. That's really the issue at stake. The burning issue, we might say. Let's find out. Is jalfrezi right? If it is, how many people said jalfrezi? Good luck, Danny. Well, it's right. Oh, you're through! You are through. That scores you 29. Takes your total up to 35. Jalfrezi, Richard.
Well, yeah, very, very good answer, Danny. Well done. Korma actually would have lost it for you as well. So jalfrezi was the right answer to go for. It's yes, a hot curry made hotter by cooking with green chilies. Let's take a look at the rest of the answers here. Korma would have been a big scorer, so it was well avoided. Would have scored you 60. Dopiatsa would have scored you 9. And the incorrect answer up there is Hathi, which is the elephant from the Jungle Book.
Well, thanks very much, Richard. So at the end of round 1, the losing pair with the highest score, I'm sorry to say, it's Bob and Bill. Head-to-head last time round. Curries have flushed you out. And 39. That doesn't look like a losing score to me. Well, great having you on the show. Thanks very much for playing. Sorry we say goodbye. Now, obviously, only 2 pairs can make it through to the head-to-head, so one team is going to be leaving us at the end of this round. The category for round 2 is poetry. Poetry. There you are, Jane. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. And our round 2 question concerns poems and their poets. Poems and their poets. In this round, we're about to show you a list of famous poems. We asked 100 people to tell us who they were written by. Richard.
Yeah, we're going to show you 6 poems on each pass. The more obscure the poem, the fewer points you'll score for giving us the correct poet. If you give us an incorrect answer, you'll score 100 points. And see how many of the 12 across the 2 passes you can get at home. OK, thanks, Richard. So we are looking for the authors of these famous poems. And here we are. Here's our first 6. We have Jabberwocky, The Charge of the Light Brigade, If, Paradise Lost, The Rime of the Ancient Mariner, and The Raven. I'll read those one more time. Jabberwocky, The Charge of the Light Brigade, If,
Paradise Lost, The Rime of the Ancient Mariner, and The Raven. So then, Dan, there are the poems. We want the poets who wrote them. You're looking quite worried.
I can't even think of a poet.
You can't even think of a single poet.
Oh. I know Lord Byron exists, and he was a poet because he...
I'm going to say he existed.
Existed, yeah. All right. I'm going to say Paradise Lost by Lord Byron.
Paradise Lost, Byron, you're going to say. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people knew that answer. Paradise Lost, Byron. Bad luck, Dan. I'm afraid that's an incorrect answer, which means you score the maximum of 100 points for that. Richard.
Yeah, I mean, on the plus side, yes, Lord Byron did exist. that is confirmed.
I'm stupid.
So I won't say what the answer is, just in case Liz or Amy want to have a go at that one.
OK, thanks very much, Richard. Now then, Liz. Liz.
I shall go for The Rime of the Ancient Mariner and Coleridge.
OK, you're going to say Coleridge, Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people knew that answer. Very well done. 18. 18 for Coleridge.
Yeah, very well done, Liz. Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Contains the line, water, water everywhere, nor any drop to drink.
Amy, how good is your knowledge of poets and their poems?
Awful.
Really? Is it better than Dan's?
No.
Do you have any idea?
I've heard of a poem, but I don't know who wrote it. I've heard of
Okay.
Jabberwocky.
OK.
I'm going to have to guess for Paradise Lost and Hemingway.
OK, Hemingway's Paradise Lost. Let's see if it exists, and if it does, let's see how many said Hemingway, Paradise Lost. Bad luck, Amy. I'm afraid that's an incorrect answer. It's great news for Dan and Danny, but I'm afraid bad news for Emily. You are joining them as high scorers on 100 points. Richard.
Yeah, also very bad news for John Milton, who will be turning in his grave, I suspect.
Yeah, he didn't see that coming.
He really didn't. I suspect Ernest Hemingway and Lord Byron might also be turning in their graves as well. They're not going to see this, are they? So yeah, John Milton was the author of Paradise Lost. Would have scored you 34 points. Let's fill in the rest of the board. The Raven is actually. I'm sure you can fill in this board. The Raven is Edgar Allan Poe.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Would have scored you 26 points. Jabberwocky
It's Lewis Carroll.
Lewis Carroll. Yep. Would have scored you 23. If
Rudyard Kipling.
Rudyard Kipling, absolutely right. Would have scored you 22. And actually, the best answer on the board is The Charge of the Light Brigade. Would have been the smallest score. It's Alfred Lord Tennyson.
Yeah.
Would have scored you 8. So very well done if you got that at home.
OK, well, we're halfway through the round, so let's take a look at the scores as they stand. Well, listen, Jane, you're looking fantastic there. 18, lovely low score. And then Amy and Dan, 2 very high 100s there. Well, I mean, they're 100s, they're not high 100s, they're just 100s. So the battle is on between Emily and Danny. Right, let's come back down the line. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, we're going to put 6 more poems on the board, and here they are. We have got The Divine Comedy, The Owl and the Pussycat, The Wasteland, To a Mouse, Ode to a Nightingale, I Wandered Lonely as a Cloud. I'll read those one more time. The Divine Comedy, The Owl and the Pussycat, The Wasteland, To a Mouse, Ode to a Nightingale, I Wandered Lonely as a Cloud. Now remember, we are looking for the poets who wrote these poems, and you're trying to find the one that the fewest of our 100 people knew. Now then, Emily, you're the highest scorers, along with Danny and Dan on 100 points. We need a really low score from you. Otherwise, we might well be saying goodbye at the end of this round.
I think we might be. I've heard of these. I've heard of nearly all of them, but I can't put a name to the titles. The Owl and the Pussycat, I'm going to say William Blake.
The Owl and the Pussycat, William Blake, you're going to say.
Yeah.
OK, well, You're the high scorer, so there's no red line for you. Let's just see, though, if it's right. It needs to be a low score. It also needs to be correct. The Owl and the Pussycat, William Blake. Let's see if that's right. If it is, let's see how many people said William Blake. Bad luck, Emily. That's an incorrect answer. Scores you the maximum of 100 points, taking your total up to an impressive 200 points. Rich?
Yeah, big score, but it's possible it could be a tie. You never know at the end of the round. I won't give the answer just in case Jane or Danny want to have a go at that one.
OK, Jane, you are the low scorers on 18. Doesn't matter what you score now, you are through to the head-to-head because you'll never overtake the high score of Emily and Amy on 200.
Right, well, I actually know quite a few of those. So I'm going to go for the Divine Comedy by Dante.
By Dante, very good. OK, there's no red line for you because you're through whatever happens. Let's see, though, if Dante's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. Dante, the Divine Comedy. Very well done. Down it goes to 18. Same score as Liz had in the first pass, takes your total up to 36. Richard.
Yeah, well played, Jane. Of course, the inscription on the gates of hell is "Abandon all hope, ye who enter here," which we should have said at the beginning of this round, shouldn't we, maybe?
Yeah. Very well done. You are through to the next round. Now then, Danny, can you salvage something from this round?
Doubt it very much. Right, I've not really got a clue on any of them. Apparently there's a poet called Lord Byron, so I'll go Ode to a Nightingale, Lord Byron.
Ode to a Nightingale, Byron, you're going to say. OK, you want to score 99 points or less with this. There's your red line. You have to get below that red line. Is Byron Ode to a Nightingale right? And if it is, how many people said it? Unfortunately, that's an incorrect answer, which means you score the maximum of 100 points, taking your total up to 200. Richard, not much you can really say.
No, other than, see, Emily, I told you so. Told you it'd be all right. It's going to be, I tell you, the head-to-head's going to be exciting.
Yeah. Well, this is very exciting as well. It's a tie. The tied pairs have to give me one more answer each. Your scores are going to be reset to 0. Oh, look at that. OK, you have gone down to 0. You are now allowed to confer. And the pair that gets the lowest score... This is going to go on forever. We'll go through to the head-to-head. OK, Danny and Dan, you go first.
Got nothing.
Can you think of a poet?
Not other than Lord Byron or Kip.
How about we go for Lord Byron again?
Lord Byron. No, I'm going to say I wandered lonely as a cloud. I've heard of that one. I've heard of that one. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go for it.
It's a poet, and it's a poem, so... Must be.
OK.
100%.
You're going to say Byron.
Stake my life on it.
I wandered lonely as a cloud, Brian. OK, don't do that. Let's see if that's right. If it is, let's see how many people said Lord Byron. I wandered lonely as a cloud. Oh, bad luck. I'm afraid that's an incorrect answer. Now then, Emily, Amy, please know the answer to one of these.
I have an inkling.
This
and
is good.
I can recite The Owl and the Pussycat for you, but I can't tell you who it is. Do you know who it is?
No, I have an inkling on I Wandered Lonely as a Cloud. William Wordsworth.
I wandered lonely as a cloud, William Wordsworth.
Shall we say that?
Yeah, we'll definitely say that.
Good, very well done. You are on 0. The high scorers are Danny and Dan. If you can score under 99 points with this, basically just get it right, you are through to the head-to-head. I wandered lonely as a cloud. Is it by Wordsworth? Is it? Let's find out. Very well done. Very well done. That scores you 52. But most importantly, it was just right. Gets you through to the head-to-head. Richard?
Yeah, very well done, Amy. You saved us a lot of bother.